The information, opinions, and suggestions shared here are not investment advice. Investment advice is provided through investment advisory agreements signed between brokerage houses, management companies, non-deposit banks, and clients. The opinions on this channel are my personal opinions only. These opinions belong to me. They may not be suitable for your own financial situation or risk tolerance. Therefore, you should not make investment decisions based on the information and opinions on my channel.
Everyone is doing well. Gold and silver prices or the markets are generally pricing in war risk, geopolitical tensions, and the perfect storm I am waiting for in December. Currently, there is definitely a geopolitical risk in the focus of gold prices. As is the case, the big storm in December, which I expect especially from America, continues to reprice the deterioration in global markets with the Great Flood. I have stated that I expect a gold price in 2024, which will price the central banks up to the level of $2,600, and geopolitical tensions and war risks, in the range of $2,600 to $3,000, which is closely followed by this. All our friends who have been following all my videos on the channel regularly for 9 months are witnesses to this. I would like to remind you that I will complete the year 2024 on an annual basis in the range of 3,000 to 3,500 liras on the gram gold side. We saw 1 gram of gold above the level, that is, both on the ounce gold side and on the gram gold side. Thank God, my prediction in 2024 came true, but personally, the dollar position I took last week is binding on me and my companions, as I have often expressed in my other videos. It is not binding on you, it is not binding on the small investor. Our positions are different, we have gold. On the other hand, he converted it to silver, the ratio was at 85. On the other hand, we had an opportunity at the level of $25–30, we should take advantage of this opportunity. Since we had an expectation at the level of $24.70–24.20, we took the dollar position. This does not bind you, it binds me, it does not bind anyone else. That's why there are 3 of them. Well, it was like this, it was going to happen like this, etc. It seems like he is waiting for an opportunity, he is ignorant, he is cunning, he seems to be trying to do such an opportunism. I mean, thousands of things like them pass from our counter. Do not sell, take care of your property. I am preparing you for December. As of December, there will be a great flood in the global markets, with a geopolitical risk that I call the perfect storm. Currently, with Israel starting a war against the regional countries in the Middle East, gold per ounce is at the level of $26.57. See my last video on the gold side. In my video on Monday, it rose to the level of $26.25. What did its rise to the level of $26.25 signal to us? I said that it signaled that I could rise to the level of $26.48. In my other video, I clearly declared that Israel's rapid continuation of these attacks increased the expectations of a regional war. We will see that the path is open for the ounce price to reach the level of $2,600 to $3,000. But these will be gradual. $2,750, $2,800, $2,850 gradually. We will be faced with a gold market that prices wars, and our expectation for the end of the year is especially with the bombardments starting earlier, as Israel suppresses and intensifies these wars. Our expectation in the city is in the range of 3,000 to 3,500 lira or on the ounce gold side. Our expectation on the ounce gold side has come earlier. Look at the ounce gold side. There will definitely be profit sales one way or another. No instrument will rise forever or fall forever, even if there is a war. Technically, it will make a correction. Financial literacy people who have developed themselves already understand this well and know that there will be an opportunity for the ounce gold side to sag below the level of $2,600, but it is too early for investors who hold gold and silver to exchange it again. If it sells, I will not sell the property. If it sells, you need cash because of your ignorance. You will get that separately. But selling short assets right now is a gambler. Gamblers end up in disappointment, so take care of the assets you have. I stated that there will be a reaction in the stock exchange Istanbul 100 index. Especially in this week's video on Monday, it may rise up to 10,200 points. We continue to follow the 9,800 to 10,200 point range technically. In particular, yesterday we saw that the Borsa Istanbul 100 index rose to the level of 10.15 points, and completed the day at the level of 10.29 points. That is, we had an expectation of 10.00. It rose to the level of 10,159 points. It decreased from there again. Now we will continue to follow a stock market that lingers in the range of 9,800 to 10,200 points. The international dollar exchange rate is at the level of 34.15 kr. Since the dollar is losing value in the markets, look, I'm not talking about the dollar TL exchange rate. Your capital is ready. It has never been easier to spend 000. Multiply the money and keep your profit. Become a member of Bitlo now and join the cryptocurrency world avant music, even though the dollar level dropped to 100 in the domestic markets. The dollar exchange rate is at the level of 34 cents and 15 cents. That is, despite the dollar losing value in the world and the dollar index declining, the dollar TL exchange rate is still high. This means that I will throw myself up at the first opportunity when the dollar index recovers. It signals this. Therefore, there is no deterioration in our expectations on the foreign exchange side. I would like to remind you that I have often mentioned in my videos that the dollar side will be above the 40 lira level until the end of 2024, that is, until the end of this year. Anyone who has watched all the videos for 9 months and followed them closely knows that the declines on the foreign exchange side are not permanent. I have stated that I will currently be at the level of 1.1193. With the decline of the dollar index, the euro-dollar parity has recovered. By the end of the year, the 113 level is the target. After the 122 level in the euro-dollar parity is broken upwards, we will see the 113 level by the end of the year. Euro-dollar parity can only be sold at 112,250 level. My expectation is that it can correct 110.50 again. In this direction, the ounce price of silver is at the level of $31.75. Yesterday it increased by 5% due to the decline in the ratio. It decreased to the level of 83.45, and yesterday it increased by around 5%. Today there are reaction profit sales. It was at the level of $3.71. Yesterday it rose to the level of $32.28. The ratio is at the level of 85. Since we converted our gold to silver, every decline in the ratio makes us happy in terms of value, and therefore we maintain our expectation of a decrease on the ratio side. On the other hand, let's look at the gram price of silver. It is at the level of 34.85 carat. What was our expectation at the end of the year? The level of silver is 37 lira. We continue to move slowly in this direction. It rose to the level of 35.40 liras. It encountered a sale from here, that is, the gram price of silver broke the level of 35 liras. I have silver in my hand. Would I sell it? Never when it is this high. I have said in all my videos for 9 months that gold is cheap, but silver is free. I don't know if it fits or not, you know it yourself, but all my comments, everything is there in my 9-month-old videos. Everything is there openly. I congratulate those who took care of their property and protected their existence until today. Did they neglect to buy it until now? Didn't care about it. He put his money on interest, put it on the stock market, etc. He did things like yesterday, you know, brother. We always say this at the end of the year. You come to the conclusion. Look, he who laughs last laugh is the best. That's why gold prices, especially gram gold, are above the level of 3,000 liras. We will finish the year in the range of 3,000 to 3,500 liras. My lord did not disappoint. Thank God, we will now go to 3,200, 3,300, 3,400. By the end of the year, we saw a figure above 3,000 liras. Until the level of $2,600, the central bank's geopolitical tensions are priced in the range of $2,600 to $3,000. I am expecting an ounce of gold at the level of $26.56. Of course, there will be profit sales. My lord did not disappoint me again. Our expectation for the year 2022 has come true. I made a warning about the year 2025 last week. I made a warning about the year 2025. Gold per ounce is between $3,000 and $3,500. This is our target in 2024. Now investors in this side can prepare for 2025, but I have often expressed it in my videos last week, and I would like to express it again. You have found the money in the gold and silver side, pray for the ounce to come. Let's put our property back in its place, if it does not come. Why is it so much sowing? Because we can somehow get that money to roll over. We are in the market, our belly is not tied to ounces of gold. Oh, what opportunities we have, we do all kinds of work, You take care of yourself, so take care of your property. Gold horses are like this. Records are breaking one after another. It's coming, it's not a surprise. The records are just a surprise. The timing is a surprise. Because Israel is continuing the bombardment. The markets are rigid. There is no break. They are pricing for war. There will definitely be profit sales, but take care of your goods. It's too early for sales. We have no business with those who trade in TL anyway. We look at the ounce price of gold and the ounce value. The rest details and story, dear friends. Gold broke a new record today, both on the ounce side and on the gram side. The gram price of gold on both the ounce side and the gram side has risen to the level of 30 lira on a daily basis in the free markets. Today, we have seen the level of $26.70 on the ounce side in the morning hours. It is a magnificent number. This war pricing is still continuing and will recover. If we are to take care of your assets, take care of your savings, the world and the world economies are not going well. War pricing has started. From now on, the differences of opinion on foreign policy in the markets will now be in the central bank. From now on, you will gradually hear all the cracks in the central banks as well. Headlines with the differences of opinion in all the central banks. The war will spread not only on the field, but also to the central banks. Until today, the central banks were organized, they used the same language, and applied the same inflation model. But now the time is up. The central banks are no longer organized. The first sign of this was Lagarde, the president of the European Central Bank, and the Fed's signal. He stated that we did not share the same opinion, referring to the Fed. From now on, we will frequently watch the differences of opinion of the central banks. Of course, in this story, the outbreak of inflation, the outbreak of the war, the differences of opinion of the central banks, the balloon in asset bubbles, a significant inflation of the bubble, the gold side in the stock markets, such assets are inflated quite a lot. What does everything indicate to us? The story is a market that is making preparations for the new world order. I can reset the process we call the Great Reset.